morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good
Morning.
morning. A number of concerns were raised, and I just want to let the public know we will be addressing your concerns. But we have a guest in the studio. For those of you who are logged in via YouTube, you can see our guest this morning. So, which means we will be starting our conversation a little different today.
Yes.
The topic at hand has to do with the traffic lights here in St. Kitts in particular. But that doesn't mean the conversation is restricted only to the traffic lights. We will entertain your concerns. So for those of you who sent in your messages, please note we will not be addressing them now. We will address them later on in the program, right?
Yes,
So we can deal with the traffic light concern first. So, of course, you all know Sergeant McGuire. Good morning.
Morning.
We all know Officer Bell.
He's back with us.
He's back with us. Me gonna say from where? I'm not at liberty to speak. I know my brethren, but me know he posts and he had and so forth and so forth. So I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Make sure you're good. Wait, hold on. Let's go again.
Good?
Yeah, I got you
okay,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Bervin Daniel. I'm from Public Works, traffic lights technician / engineer.
There you go. All right, so we have Mr. Daniel with us as well. Sergeant McGuire, I'll let you set the table for discussion this morning, and then we go from there.
Right. So, GQ, what happened is that you know that we have traffic talk on Mondays and Wednesdays, and not on this particular program, but the one on Win FM. Quite a few callers has been expressing concerns in relation to the operation of the traffic lights.
Oh boy, so here for some word this morning then.
Well, we hope that we can shield him a little bit. You know, we can shield him. We will provide some cover for him. Yeah, but some of the concerns raised, one is the congestion of the traffic.
Okay.
And the changing of the light. Some people are of the opinion that the sequence of the settings is too short, especially for the pedestrians. Like in the case where you have an elderly person or an aged person or disabled person crossing, because I think the countdown is about 6 seconds.
15.
15?
15, yeah.
15 seconds.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
I thought it was shorter, but
It starts blinking and then it starts counting
Okay,
down
well,
from 10.
that is something that we need to, that the general public need to know,
Yeah.
because I'm sure the majority of persons are of the opinion that it's far less than that.
Yeah.
But I'll turn over to you.
When the walk sign came on,
Yeah.
that's when it actually started. So from 15 comes straight down.
Yes.
Also, the
when
walk
it-
sign is some of the
time.
count.
Yes.
So the blinking starts when to warn you that time is almost up.
Oh,
okay.
all right. Go ahead and tell the people.
So that's the real reason. But the 15 second is actually for the walk. When the light on, that's when the 15 seconds start.
Okay.
And-
So
and
then you start see the blinking at what?
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yes.
Because I know that is what we usually see.
Yeah.
So most people are of the opinion.
It's not 6 seconds.
Right.
It's 15.
Okay, so I guess that is what people have to be mindful of.
Right.
I
Right.
guess people speaking based on what they see. So then maybe they want to start to see the 15 seconds. So they could actually
Yeah.
feel
So
a bit
from an
better.
engineering standpoint, can that be adjusted?
It can be. Yeah. A little configuration can happen, but yeah.
Right. So how would you address the concern in relation to like the elderly persons? Because this is something we knew that I believe everybody learned. We see the light and we thought, well, we didn't. I'm sure that the majority of persons want to wear that the countdown starts from the time the light.
Right.
But how you cater for elderly person or disabled persons with the 6 seconds?
Well, actually, we actually taken a different step to do that for elderly, but we haven't got the parts for that as yet.
Okay.
But we working on that.
Okay, so there is still engineering work still undergoing.
What I would say though to the motorists, even though the light may turn green, if you realize that persons were already crossing and they're still on the crossing, just allow them to clear the crossing before you start, driving off. Just to be courteous, because sometimes the persons are crossing, the timing count out. The light turn green, and the motorists, they just started blowing their horn, like trying to scare the people out the road. And I find that to be ridiculous, because it's not like they started walking while the light was green. While they are walking across the crossing, the light turned green. Just allow them the 2 seconds to clear the crossing, and then you proceed.
I agree.
So use some discretion.
Yes, use some discretion, because it's just as if your light turned green. And vehicles, sometimes we see some congestion on 4th Street depending on the timing of the day. Vehicles may come out while they had green, and at a standstill, the light turn red, the other persons have green, but they can't proceed because their way is obstructed.
Right.
So treat the pedestrian just as how you would wait because there's a vehicle in front of you. Some people start driving and they feel as if that because their light is green, they can hit a pedestrian.
I'm glad you mentioned that, brother. I'm glad you mentioned that. What does the law says about that?
I will let the sergeant go more in depth. Why the pedestrians have the right of way once they're on the road.
Right. Well, the thing about that, GQ, if a pedestrian is already in the act of crossing, and the person got hit while on the crossing, it's a kind of gray area in the sense because the light is green, and that is why I agree with Constable Bell in terms of exercise some patience, some cautions, and courtesy to the person in relation to that. Now, it doesn't mean that because the light is green, the driver will be in the right of way. The driver still have to be held accountable, because you see, you don't have an offense so much in relation in the case of an accident with regards to the pedestrian is the driver, because you're driving without due care and attention, and that the standard that deals with is the reasonable man test. What will a reasonable person do? So if you see somebody crossing on the crossing, even though you have green, is that a reasonable thing? Because you have the light green and green mean go, you will just go and knock down the pedestrian and so on. So there will be some liability in that regards. Okay. Yeah,
fair enough. What are some of the other concerns?
Right. So Bobby, another concern is that the fact that and from an engineering perspective, some of the lights are in close proximity, and with a growing traffic, you find that by the time the light interchanges, then not many vehicles get the opportunity to proceed.
Right.
And so you have this backlog of traffic. How that can be adjusted?
Well, honestly, the traffic lights work with sensors. Each traffic have sensors in the road.
Right.
So when the vehicle actually move and the sensor activate that somebody's there, just like on 4th Street, all of them. So when that one move, next one have ready to go. So when have stop red, the other one have green. The problem is with the backlog. What I see is that some of the motorists, they pass the traffic light, and then when they reach a certain part, they put up somebody stop in the middle of the road, and then nobody can move because traffic is moving back and forth. So that's what causes a lot the backlog. The backlog is not of the traffic lights, it's for the motorists that's causing it.
Right. But in the case of, like, for example, on Cairn Street by East Independence Square Street and Cairn Street, you find at afternoon, at peak hours, that you find that traffic coming from Pan Road is very heavy. And so in most cases, some people I know, they run the red light. Those coming from Pan Road, they should be waiting, but they try to beat the light and
Blocked
come,
up.
and then it block up the traffic. So by the time those coming from East Square Street
Can't
have the green light, but they can't move,
Right.
Yep.
and so on. So there is nothing that can be done with that.
Well, what
To
can be,
correct.
as you said, joke here and
Yeah, I understand.
I think that
Um,
I think that responsibility would more lie on us for persons breaking the traffic laws. You know, because if they did stop when they were supposed to stop, they wouldn't have been there
No black
blocking a
lamp,
person. You know,
Some people are suggesting that the police should go there,
it's very hard. A police.
but it will be difficult, I think.
right, MB, isn't that because remember the sun and the traffic and
Right.
you can't see everything at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Going back to the sensors,
Yeah.
I noticed that when people proceeding in the traffic, sometimes they drive very slowly.
right.
To that, why would you advise the motoring public in relation to that? Since you said that they are operated by sensors, because it means therefore, once the sensor pick up no movement, then you will switch.
Switch to something
correct?
else, yes.
Right. And so it is always best that persons be aware of that and
Right.
keep it flow so you could have a more fluent traffic.
Like the other day, I saw someone, who is that? By gas station up by Valumat, and the person stay way behind the sensor. I have to actually overtake to let the sensor actually go. Whereas we would have been there if nobody was coming on the side. We'd have
Right.
been there for a while.
So let's talk about the sharing of the traffic in terms of which direction gets priority. How the sensor,
Okay.
how that
Well,
works.
The main street get top priority always. For all the main streets actually.
Kayan Street,
Kayan
Road.
Street, all them. So the side streets, when somebody actually hit the sensor, that's when he knows that somebody's there and switch over and let the main street wait for a bit and then let the side street go.
So what happened if you hit the sensor multiple times as a pedestrian?
Well, it still go through is a sequence. So you go into the motion. So no how much time you hit it, it will actually come up still.
Okay, so it doesn't offset or
No.
confuse the system.
No.
Someone is listening and they ask if, and this is just a suggestion, of course, and hoping that it can be considered, if you can change the time from 15 seconds to 25 seconds. And the reason why there's an accident that can be considered, in the US, most lights are between 25 to 30 seconds.
Yes. In US, most of the streets are way bigger than ours too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Much
we-
bigger, so they give them more time.
Okay, so the consideration has been looked at,
Yes.
but the reality is that all roads are small.
Very small.
So you're saying 25 seconds is too much for
Too much because if we do that now, you give the pedestrians more walk time. So the motorists will get less time to move, to operate, and then now cause more block up, congestion.
And bear in mind, GQ,
With the traffic lights, who is more who have higher priority, the pedestrian or the vehicular traffic?
Well, the main purpose of the traffic light is for the ease of traffic, the flow,
The
better
traffic flow.
So I would give the motorists more priority than the pedestrians, because most of the pedestrians actually walk on the sidewalk sometimes and avoid the traffic lights.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and bear in mind, GQ, before all these lights were put in place, there was a survey done. So they would have seen the amount of pedestrians that cross the road on a regular basis, the amount of vehicles that would have been using that specific road on a regular basis before they do the
Right.
and that was a
algorithm.
bit of a
Yeah, I always wonder, right, Marvin, why there wasn't a consideration for over at Newton Plainfield coming from the Adventist school, because the street is wide enough to accommodate a center lane, but I always wonder why a traffic light was placed there.
Ooh. I don't think I could answer that one.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll leave that
So
alone.
GPA, how high he's at
So
it now.
it was okay, see that thing. Okay, all right.
We're on the same
But
page.
yes, but just I'm glad that the sergeant mentioned the center lane. For example, on the Bay Road, you're traveling from east to west, there by the Pelican Mall. Well, the museum, they have a center lane. Now, persons refuse to make a right turn unless they see the arrow.
Oh.
But they should know that once the light is green and there's nothing obstructing their flow of traffic, they can proceed with caution.
Yes.
One thought.
Yes.
All right, good morning. You're live.
Mr. Lai, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
And good morning to the officers in the studio with you.
Good
I
morning.
love Officer McQuarrie's question. He often wonder why a traffic light is not a particular place he just described. That question is not for us. That's for the technical team and the Commissioner of Police. However, I really want to at least respond to something I heard you spoke about, which Granny speak of take place this morning. And in your case, you told him it took place in Bellevue sometime recently. But last night, it took place.
Again.
A commuter bus was traveling in a direction,
Oh, wow.
and I was behind of it, you know, with space given, because I seen him break up occasionally, which indicates that he might be stopping soon, or there's somebody in front of him driving a bit slower than he is.
Right.
And he stopped exactly on the crossings. So the passenger walked across the street in front of his vehicle. The direction he continued traveling, 5 minutes after. So 9:45 and 9:50, he stopped on a crossing again. There was another passenger. However, I would hope, as Granny said, he tried to educate them. I hope they listen to him.
I hope so.
The young
too.
man means well. He got some good ideas and suggestions. I like the idea. He seems to be a very respectable and mannered young man,
Yes.
and I appreciate that. However, I got one last note for the officers in the studio. I would hope that you all collaborate with the outpost in Frigate Bay in terms of traffic incident, etc. Because if the yellow line on the one side of the road evidently speaks for the restricted people not parking there, I think it should be automatically understood that they can't park there. The business across the grocery store and the other bars and restaurants in that complex of the Royal St. Kitts property, they gave provision for offload and unload. In the back, there's a receiving bay. In food and beverage, it's called receiving bay. A platform, and there's space for them to offload and unload. But they keep parking in the road adjacent to the exit and entrance of the property to the business there, which of course does not give people any visibility of seeing anyone walking across on the crossing. If at the time they're trying to cross, there's a speed bump there, of course, they can get there in time, but nobody goes over the speed bump because it is situated in a position where you cannot speed. The person who's coming out is safe. I would ask if there is any possibility of them trying to enforce that no cargo be offload and unload on the road. It seems that it's only been put in place when there is a particular event. And I am wondering why they have to do that when there is somebody coming to our shores and there's a function at the Marriott Hotel and they specifically said, oh, you can't park there. Are they doing it for them? Are they doing it for us? Safety is first. I would ask that something be done. And Inspector Phipps, who was in traffic before, is at outpost. He should, because I've seen her ask vehicles to move off the road, which of course it is too narrow. If the traffic is coming, she should observe that. Gentlemen, do take care. Have a good day and goodbye.
All right. Okay. And so your concern, I will have a discussion with the inspector as well as the sergeant and see what enforcement measure can be put in place in relation to that.
Reverend, a question for you. I know the person asked about the police, but this is your baby, if I can put it that way. They asked if any consideration can be they're back to the 15 seconds if they could be changed, right? I'm just going to go around the bush, right? Because they're saying many times pedestrians get lesser time while waiting at the traffic point, right? In particular at Keon Street Junction, right? I know you say it's 15 seconds, but they're saying many times pedestrians get less than 15 seconds, and drivers often run the red lights as well.
Okay. I trying to understand the less part because
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They get, even though they say it's 15 seconds, in their mind, they're getting less than 15 seconds.
In their mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, obviously, even though you have something in place, the public is not experiencing that time.
I guess they need to see the countdown
The
starting
countdown
from
from
15 seconds.
So instead of seeing the walk,
Yeah, the lunar walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
so Luna walk can come up. Then after it come up, you just bring up the.
The 15
The
seconds.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel much better?
Yeah, that-
Maybe.
I guess
maybe.
they would feel
Okay.
Maybe. Because
Okay.
I hear you, but even though you're saying it's appropriate, obviously the public feels otherwise, you know? I'm not sure why.
Okay. I will take a look at it and adjust it as how we should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best secret. Right. Yeah.
And you have a call?
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
We lost the call.
My
But-
question
go
to Bovis now is you realize at midnight the lights start blinking. What advice would you give to the motorists when it comes to that? I know you said the priority goes back to the main roads, which is Kearn Street, the Bay Road. Any side roads, they should give way.
They should give way because it be
Okay.
like operating without the traffic lights at that
Yes,
time.
yes.
So what they should do is drive cautiously. So when approaching the traffic lights, they just take the time and move because they ain't getting no signal to tell them
Okay.
go and what.
And that applies for pedestrian as well.
Yeah.
Well, pedestrian as well too.
Yeah.
I know that, but I just wanted them to, especially
Yeah.
at the top of 4th Street. You know, you see.
Well, that seemed to be the big
So
contention.
what was
for
the
them.
rationale for it to go blinking at midnight? Yeah, there
Well-
is any
well,
specific.
Traffic is a little more.
It was
slow.
just a logistical
No, that's the
decision.
decision, and it was actually best for at the time being. Then I got a notice saying that we should change it back to let it operate at normal, like
Right.
during the day.
24/7.
Yeah. So I did some of them like that, but not all. So I was waiting to see how
Okay.
if people adjust to it, and then I would fix the rest of them.
Right.
All right, let's just take our final call and we're going to wrap up the program.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings, man.
Okay, me talk on behalf of everyone who drives. Me show people experience. The patrols there. Officers, when people try to avoid patrols, you cannot cause a whole heap of things. Yeah, accident, knock down people, that kind of thing. Please encourage whom it may concern to make the roads and the patrol free. Yeah, and then you find some workers, whether it's water service or whatever, them come, them do things by people place, and them not try to make the place be drivable after them do that. And it take a long time before whoever's supposed to deal with it go fix the road. I mean, people have to pay tax, you know. People paying taxes. And mashing up people's vehicle and the steering off of potholes can cause a whole heap of thing, too much to mention. Please encourage the authorities to make the roads them the pothole free. Thank you very much.
And thank you for your input. Gentlemen, I will end the conversation here. I know he's waiting for a response, but unfortunately, we are out of time. Bervin, thanks for being here this morning. The same person is asking to take a look at College Street Gut as well, because they've been there many times, and immediately the countdown seems to be way less than the one crossed by Keon Street. So
Okay.
Those two areas for you to check in on. Officer Bell, good to see you back. To all of our listeners and viewers, thank you so much for being a part of our programming this morning. We're going to get right into our 9 o'clock report, Compliments to Grange.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Great